Hey, what's up, Ride Along? Welcome to the ride, well, it's a ride. It's really a ride, but we're still not riding. Got 2 more days, but we won't be riding. Alright? But as you guys come in, go ahead and share up the thing. We are broadcasting live. For this next 2 days from lovely Montego Bay, Jamaica, where the sun is hot and a lot to take in, a lot of things happening as well around the Caribbean. I wanted to bring you guys up to speed. So as you come in, Lydia James, how you doing? Amade, big up yourself. Ian Baker, as you come in, go ahead and share. Desleen, how you doing? Patricia Cornwall, Wendy Marisho, how you doing? As you guys come in, go ahead and share the thing. Share it. We got a lot to talk about today, guys, and very, very, very sad news coming out from Grenada today, guys. Very, very, very sad news. We're going to talk about that. Charmaine, how you doing, Charmaine? I share. Good evening to you, June. Big up yourself. Thank you so much. Let me share over on my end as well. And let me start a watch party as well on my end. So much craziness happening in this world, Jed. Donna Rush, how you doing? Big up yourself, Donna Rush. Everybody share. Donna, you share? Stephanie? Hey, Homelin, Marisho, how you doing, Homelin? Big up yourself. I see you. Let me share. There is a group that I usually put this program on, and I have to do it every time. Hey, Wendy, big up yourself. Thank you so much for linking on. Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you so much, Wendy C. Let me share over here. Share over on my page. And then I'll also share over on the group page. There we go. Share here. Alright, there we go. One more share and we're good to go. Rose, how you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much, Rose. There we go. All right, we're good to go. Shirley, how you doing? Nice. Guys, I got 2 stories that I am following here today. Serious stuff. All right. The first story I want to talk about is this is a sort of depressing one because it just broke earlier today. In fact, it happened earlier this morning, but investigation are just starting to come together. We're learning about the first homicide in Grenada for 2021, guys. And this is brutal, and this one is very, very, very sad. All right. And again, we're still gathering information. We got a chance to speak to a couple eyewitnesses that we're going to share with you as well. In addition, we're going to update you on the Roy T. Jones situation and tell you where and what happened, what transpired from yesterday, today, and now. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. Watching from London, Lillian, big up yourself. Yeah, now I'm outside. I'm inside. It's way too bright outside. I don't get good internet service from the outside. All right, guys. So first, let's touch on this story. Right before we came on air, we was following up on this particular story, and I want you guys to help me out because there's still so much that we don't quite understand. This is what we know, right? As published on the RGPF earlier today, right? This is what we know. They said that the Royal Grenada Police Force recorded its first homicide in 2021 on Monday the 7th, which is today. At approximately 9:15 this morning, this unfortunate incident occurred at Jane Anglaise in St. George's, right? St. George. Preliminary investigation revealed that the accused reported to the South St. George police station that the victim owed him a sum of monies and requested police assistance. The police responded and an agreement was met between the two parties. Subsequently, the accused reportedly used a knife and inflicted numerous stab wounds about the victim's body. The deceased is Lindy Skinner, right? Lindy Skinner Moraine, a food vendor of Gin Enclave in St. George. The accused is currently in police custody. Now, let me show you guys this, right? This is as brutal as it gets, right? And again, we looking for some eyewitness because we had this footage, and I just want to verify. I mean, this footage is not bloody, but this footage, we cannot independently confirm that this is the person. But this footage was released earlier today showing this, right? This is, which is the alleged standing right there. Now, the person who captured this particular video, we were trying to get in touch with him to give us some more information, all right? We cannot independently confirm that this is the person, but it is alleged that that is the person who actually went into the house. It was said that he knocked on her door and he stabbed her multiple times, about 36 to 38 times, right? And this is not good. This is horrible. This is a horrible incident to happen in Grenada just a few hours ago, this morning actually, at about 9 a.m. Again, we'll see that that's the alleged right there. Okay, we're getting some more information, and we will continue to get more information as the day progresses, right? But this is what I want you guys to do to help me out here. If there are any eyewitness in close proximity or eyewitness who have first-hand knowledge of this particular incident, we would like to know and understand what really went on. This is what we heard so far, right? It was said that there was some kind of altercation, and this person owed this man a sum of money. They were said it's about $150. We cannot independently corroborate this story, but this is what we heard from folks close to the area. And there was some altercation or argument prior to this particular incident. And the police was called. The police came on the scene. They came into an agreement as how payment would be processed. Minutes after, the allegation was minutes after, this man allegedly went into her house, kicked down her door, and stabbed her multiple times, right? I was also told that this young lady, Lindy, who's confirmed to be Lindy, has young kids that was actually in the apartment, in the house at the time. And I could only imagine what the family is going through right now, right? We could only imagine. So this is what we want. We want to get some, if anyone have any first-hand information on this particular story, right? First-hand information, I want to give us a call, right? It is also reported that okay, I'm getting some information again, which confirmed that the person is saying that they did have some altercation over $150 that she had for him, and that's what transpired. I also learned right before we came on air, guys, that the person in question is a cool guy. People say that they never see anger in this guy, which goes to show you can't really predict, right? Why would someone snap over something as small as $150? What altercation, what happened prior to all of this incident? This is the first homicide reported in Grenada for the year, right? And it's brutal. Again, the police reporting that this incident happened this morning at about 9 a.m. The police reporting is saying that the Grenada Police Force is recording its first homicide for the year, which happened today at about 9:15 a.m. The unfortunate incident occurred in St. George. The preliminary investigation revealed that the accused reported the incident to the South St. George police station. The victim owed him a sum of money and they request police assistance. The police responded and the agreement was reached between both parties in terms of payment. Let me put up the number while I talk here so you guys could feel free to call in and let me know your thoughts on this particular story. Subsequently, the accused reportedly used a knife and inflicted numerous stab wounds about the victim's body. The deceased is Lindy Skinner, right? Lindy Skinner Moraine, a food vendor at Jane Enclaves in St. George, right? And this is two families right now that's in mourning. And it's sad to say but I feel it for both families. First and foremost, the deceased. No one should meet the demise over any kind of money, much less $150 for it to come down to this, right? She's dead. Her family is in mourning. Her children is mourning their mother. And guess what? On the other side, which this guy is going to spend a lot of time in jail, over $150. But again, let's get the story, guys. We open up the phone line, 718-701-5720. What could have possibly caused someone? What else? Anything else? Any other possible motive that could cause someone to stab someone multiple times? Over 38 times. Again, let's take a look at the video, guys. It's not bloody, it's not gruesome at all, but they say that this is the alleged perpetrator of the crime right here. The person holding the camera, the person apparently captured this video moments after the whole incident occurred. There is another video which I would not show that is also circulating, that it looks like there is a young person over a body lying on the floor. I'm not sure if that's a family member, if it's a child of the deceased. We're not sure. This other victim, this other video that is circulating, it's a little bit bloody. I wouldn't show it. Nevertheless, this happened earlier today. And guys, we open up the phone lines because we're trying to get all the information. They say sometimes we move fast, the investigation, and we do move faster than how the police would investigate. I know there are a lot of people who know and who understand and have all the details on this. We're trying to understand what really occurred in this particular situation right here. Again, guys, this happened earlier today. And we open up the phone lines again. This is my number if you want to call in, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Sasha is saying he murdered her and turned himself in song diabolical. It's a death penalty. And you know, just today someone was asking me about the death penalty and what's my thoughts on the death penalty, right? And I'm not sure if the death penalty is an act in Grenada, but situations like this, if this was to go to trial and this person was found guilty for such a brutal crime, what do you think should be done? I know we're jumping way ahead of it because this is still an allegations. There are going to be investigation. There's going to be a lot of investigation into this matter. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, this is brutal. This is gruesome. The woman was stabbed allegedly over 38 times in about her neck, her head, and her back. 38 times. 38 times. Cold-blooded. It's obvious. It's no level of self-defense in this. And if it's $150, there is no defense. Again, we're jumping ahead of the investigation, but I'm just saying, I can't see it any other way. All right, 718-701-5720. If there's anyone in the area, if there's anyone that have any additional information on this particular incident that happened this morning at about 9:40 7:15 a.m. I want you guys to call in, and also call in and let me know what's your thoughts on this. If someone went into trial and found guilty of this crime, what should be done? What should be done? Should they bring back the death penalty so people could understand that they can't get away with stuff like that? To serve as an example, huh? A crime of passion, anger, and hatred. Someone would never stab a person 38 times because of money. It takes a lot of energy. Anger, passion, carry out that attack. Well, I don't know, but you could be right. You could be right. You know, someone having $150 for you. What would, I mean? It probably, well, I don't know. You see, I don't know what is in the mindset of a criminal. I can't put my thought into the mindset of a criminal, right? Because obviously he know that he probably would go away for a very long time if he committed this crime. It's not a self-defense. What could be possibly in the mind? Did he get up this morning and say, you know what? And again, those are allegations. We are making allegations, but let's look at it from that point of view. Did he wake up this morning and say, you know what, I'm ready to throw my life away. I'm ready to give it all up. This is it. I'm done. I'm done with life. Right? I'm done with life. That person owe me some money and I'm going to deal with it this way. And if that was the case, again, we're jumping ahead of the investigation, but that's fine. If that was the case, why would he initially go to the police in the first place? Right? Why would he go to police and report the incident? Did he feel like he wasn't justified in the act? I mean, with what the reasoning that the police made with them, because they came to a mutual agreement. It came to a mutual payment agreement. What could have caused something so gruesome and brutal? All right. Yeah. Ashida, you are so right. Ashida, you are so right. It's a very reactive society. You are so right. Right? You are so right. And you know the other thing, Ashida? Not just us, but everyone will be wild up just for a period of time. And after that, it seemed like people would just go back into their own corners and forget about all of this stuff, right? But I firmly believe that if we're not taking and making someone an example and setting the bar and let people know that if you commit a crime like this, you ain't gonna just spin around, come out in the next 5-10 years and walk the street again. The penalty has to be so much so that someone understand that this kind of crime come with heavy penalty, and not just 2-3 years, 5 years, or whatever parole after. All right, it has to be severe penalty. So what should be done? I want you guys to call me up, 718-701-5720. We're looking at this story right here, guys, and these are allegations at this point in time. We could see a man that allegedly, they said allegedly just stabbed a woman about 38 times in the head, neck, and back. It happened just about 9:15 this morning in St. George, and folks are saying it's a crime of passion, right? Here's what we got a call earlier today from someone who was passing by, and he said that what he saw was that there was some argument, right? There was some argument prior to what transpired, and he could hear the lady screaming and shouting. He wasn't clear on what the altercation was about, but that's what he heard, screaming and shouting. He left, and moments later he found out that what transpired. Police are saying moments after they left the scene, right, this young man walked in to her house and stabbed her multiple times. Now we tried to get Vanny Cohen earlier today. but we were not able to get Vanny Cohen to give us a statement on this, but we will try again to come on to give us an update on it. But this is the latest that the police are saying. This is the latest the police saying, right? The police are saying right now in a release that was posted on the RGPF website, they're saying that the Royal Grenada Police Force recorded its first homicide for 2021. It was today at about 9:15 a.m. The unfortunate incident occurred in Jean Enclave in St. George. Preliminary investigation revealed that the accused reported to the South St. George police station that the victim owed him a sum of monies. We found out that was in about $150 or so, and requested police assistance. The police responded, and with an agreement was made between two parties. Subsequently, the accused reportedly used a knife and inflicted numerous stab wounds about the victim's body. The deceased is Lindy Skinner Moraine, a food vendor of the same area in St. George. And that's what the police is saying now. I said we tried to get in touch with Vanny Cohen, but I'm sure that he would direct us back to this official statement. I was also told that the police would be making or having a press conference. I'm not sure if that happened as yet, but we're following it, and if they do, we will carry it live here on Ride Along. Now here, I want you guys to call me up, right? You could call me on WhatsApp, or you could call me direct, right? I want to find out about prosecution, right? I want to find out what you guys think about how should a crime like this be dealt with. I want to find out about what exactly should be done in this particular case. And as people saying, we always reacted to talk about things before it happened. But there's a lot of people right now, and people could go back, a lot of people right now is under so much stress, Jet. People are under so much freaking stress. You wouldn't imagine, right? Just yesterday alone, we had to talk, me personally had to talk about 2 people off a ledge. There was suicidal. They was just out of their mind. People would say because, people have been locked down, people have been going through all this process, and it's true. People are so freaking stressed these days, it's unimaginable, right? Could it be something where well, let's not even speak about that, because we're not even going to entertain any way that someone could kill someone and have some kind of excuse as far as insanity to get away with it. But 718-701-5720, that's 718-701-5720. Favor King provided me with some information earlier as it relates to the person. I got a chance to speak to someone, 2 individuals who had some information. They kind of had the same information that we already have, but we are trying to put all of this together and get some more information. Stephanie, we was told that he is currently in police custody, currently assisting with the investigation, right? He's currently in police custody assisting with the investigation. We got a call on the line. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Calling from Queens, New York.
Go ahead, Queens.
Yeah, listening to what transpired. Just a few days ago, I was saying to someone, COVID came and had its negative impact, but I was saying, thank God that in a way, in one breath, that COVID came and we're not hearing much of a lot of crimes happening in Grenada and the rest of the Caribbean, and a matter of fact.
Right.
And out and about shopping, and someone says Grenada recorded first homicide. It sent chills, and I was very, very angry. As a man, to see another man doing that to a woman, and when we are supposed to be, by nature, supposed to protect a woman, and to see the person send me a video actually of a child coming out probably to see what had happened to that person lying in the veranda.
Yes.
While this man is with a knife dripping with blood in his hands, while video onlookers, I guess, was videoing. I guess they were even frightened because persons I might be talking a little bit all over the place too, but the whole gist of it is people stand there and they saw what happened. Jan Angle is a place with a lot of big stone. I don't understand why somebody couldn't take a few stones, you tell me, but that size of knife, that thing was premeditated. The police came, but that was already in the thoughts of the individual. Because if the police came to sort of put calm things down a bit and come to an agreement, that individual who committed the act, he had in his mind, his mind was already made up that he will kill and how he was going about to do it. Remember, he didn't get a gun. He could have easily buy a gun or cutlass and do that, or use a cutlass instead, but he used a knife, and he knew exactly what knife he was going to use. Because
so Carl, let me ask you, do you think that you're saying that you think that this whole thing was premeditated? Like he got up and you think that he got up with the intention of doing this and had his mind set on it? But the question I have, if you thought it was premeditated, then why did he initially take the incident to the police to come to an agreement?
He want to be seen as a victim, first of all, because remember, he was already trying to paint. He tried to paint a picture so he could get away with a little slap in certain areas on his wrist, thinking that if he commit the crime, they would say, you know what, she would have already provoked it, and it's because of, as assumed, $150. That's a small amount of money. People walk away thousands of dollars from people, millions, and they have life at the end of the day. But for $150, that would have been very bitter. The thing I'm trying to figure out is if these two individuals were in a relationship and the relationship would have gone sour on top of owing him $150.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, we don't know what. I hear people are speculating that it might be a crime of passion, and we don't know.
It is a crime of passion, and it's premeditated.
Right.
A premeditated crime of passion, because you would have done that, stab the person first time, second time your knife is already, I don't even want to go into it because I don't want to give anybody the intention to think that what was committed was so much, was a good thing, that it could never be condoned. And I do not condone it. I do not support men beating up on women. Those are coward men. And solving problem solving seems to be something that gone through the door for a lot of men or individuals when crime come up, because you could be on the wrong side and still, or on the right side and still calm somebody else down, but do you know how to do it? And this is something that is lacking. I think as a society we have to go back to that. The relevant authorities need to come together and say, okay, let's do training all over, mass training, how to de-escalate crime. And de-escalation, if de-escalation was used in that means, it could have gone differently. Probably she might have gotten a little stab and get away, one or two, and still be living today. But sad to say, she cannot tell us what happened, because they say dead man tell no tale.
Right.
She is deceased, which is very sad and very, very horrific. Her family has to go through that, and as far as I understand that the individual, the victim, has a child, who is of exam age, and that I know definitely would affect the psyche of that child, and it could have long-term. Well, that's long-term effect on an individual, and I hope that the relevant authorities are listening and they get the proper person to really try to counsel the family in particular. I was also informed that the parent, one of the parents, the mother of the deceased, also received stab wounds as well. I'm not sure how true it is, and so it's sad.
Thank you.
We just need to reach out to the family and try to help wherever possible to bring them around from that horrific event.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your input. Okay, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, bye.
Again, guys, 718-701-5720. We're talking about this incident, and I saw Lydia James. And Lydia James, you made some very valid points on what you're saying, and we're not trying to be judge and executioner in this particular matter right here. It's a gruesome incident that happened in Grenada today, and that is on the backdrop of so many crimes similar happening just across the waters in Trinidad and Tobago. It seems like there have been a surge, an increase in violence against women, and I think that is where we need to focus our attention, right? We've seen an upsurge. We've seen a lot of crimes against women happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Many. We were given some information, and if Lynn had that information, she could send it back to me, where there have been an upsurge and increase. Now we have the same thing happening here in Grenada. This first one for the year, but is it a trend? Is it a trend? Hopefully not. When men supposed to be the ones who protect women, right? What we see in Trinidad and what we now see in Grenada is men turning the tables and turning the knife are wrong. And instead of protecting women, they are killing our women. And that is something very, very, very serious. And men, we need to talk about this stuff. We need to talk about this. We need to talk more about this, about protecting our women. All right, open up the phone line 718-701-5720. We're talking about this particular incident, the allegations of homicide that happened earlier today, posted on the RGPF website. It stated that it happened today at about 9:15 a.m. 9:15 a.m. Preliminary investigation revealed that the accused reported to the South St. George police station that the victim owed him a sum of money and requested police assistance. The police responded, and the agreement was met between both parties. Subsequently, the accused reportedly used a knife and inflicted numerous stab wounds on about the victim's body. And jumping back into your call, 718-701-5720. 718-701-5720. I want to get your view on it. Lydia is saying, I know I it's totally wrong, but I'm concerned about the allegations. So much different stories. Yes, there are a lot of different stories. I'm going by what has been published on the RGPF website, and there have been numerous eyewitnesses in the area as well. And the video that we're showing, guys, we cannot independently verify this particular footage. We cannot independently verify who shot the footage, but we were told by various sources that this person in question in the video is the person who actually did the crime, allegedly. All right, that's what we're hearing so far. So we want to get some information from you guys. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. What should be done, guys? What should be done? Because we are seeing a spike, an increase in crime against women, brutal crime against women. Right? We are seeing it. It's a surge in crime against women, and it raised ugly head in Grenada today at about 9:15 a.m. when this woman, her name is Lindy Skinner Moraine. She is a food vendor in St. George, and she was brutally stabbed about 30 something times. Now, how do you actually stab someone 38 times? Well, I can't get into the mind. I say I could never get into the mind of these people. I could never get to understand, you know what I mean, what would drive somebody so angry. This is not chicken or beef you're cutting up, that's a person, a person that look just like you, a human being. All right, again, 718-701-5720. Also, guys, we're going to update you on this story Earlier today we promoted that Roy T. Jones, who is a broadcaster, all right, a veteran broadcaster, he called yesterday with a major concern. Roy T. Jones, a veteran broadcaster, is right now seeking to have surgery done, right? He has to get life-saving surgery done. Now, his anger and frustration after calling us yesterday that he wanted us to get this story out was that prerequisite to having this surgery done, this life-changing surgery that he needed to get done, was that he had to have a PCR test. A PCR test. And the PCR test cost $410. $410. Now he cannot afford $410 to get the PCR test. That's when he called us yesterday. I think they came into some kind of agreement that they would charge, instead of $450, they would charge him $210. Anyway, I think he was on Cam Jones' show yesterday talking about this. So Roy T. Jones, in order to get the life-changing surgery, he needed to spend $210 that he didn't have. So because he didn't have it, the surgery was canceled. Right? But I am proud to say right now that after he made his appearance on, I believe he was on Cam Jones' show yesterday, and we posted the flyer, right? We got news from multiple sources of people that reached out to help Roy T. Jones. One was Cam Jones himself. Cam Jones said that he paid, I think he gave me a receipt of the payment. He was able to pay the $205 so that Roy T. Jones would have the PCR test so that he could get the surgery. And we also got contact from about 3 other sources who was inclined to assist. So Roy T. Jones is currently, earlier today he went and he got the PCR test done and he's ready to take the surgery. So that kind of figure out itself within that short space of time. So far, everything is good. But the question that I had that I really wanted to find out, right? What if somebody had to take that test and they didn't have access to medias like, right, access to speak about it on Cam Jones or whoever, or Ridealong or whatever? What would happen to them? They would have never get the surgery done? You know, this is the problem that I was having, and this is one of the reasons also I wanted Roy T to come on, even though he already got the money. What about people who cannot afford the PCR test and they need this surgery done? What? They just gonna expire because they cannot afford to do the PCR test? What is in place? What is in place for people who don't have the financial resources? What is in place for people who don't have the financial resources? What if Roy T didn't reach out to me, or he didn't reach out to other medias? What would have happened to him? It's very disturbing. And after someone else called me and they said they think that we should not have this interview with Roy T today, and I said I think that we should, because it would kind of help people who are going through the same exact problem and need the assistance. What should they do? What should they do? What should they do? They don't have the $405. What is in place? I thought the test is only for traveling out of the country. Now the test, as far as what I understood, was that if you're taking a surgery, you need a PCR test, right? If you're taking a surgery, you need a PCR test. It's mandatory. Here is a kicker though. Here is a kicker. And this is the real kicker. Roy T is fully vaccinated. So if someone is fully vaccinated, do they still need to take and pay for a PCR test? I mean, help me understand, because someone brought that to my attention today. They said that is mandatory. That is mandatory. As long as you are taking a PCR test, as long as you are doing a surgery, you need to have a PCR test. You need to pay for a PCR test. They might give you a discount, as it did with Roy T. It was $410. It dropped it down to $205, and that's what he had to pay. But in this time, a lot of people can't afford $205. What happens to them then? Why is it so expensive? Other nation is not. Well, not really, Judy. There are some countries, right? There are some countries. The U.S. subsidize the tests, right? The U.S. subsidize the tests because I'm in Jamaica now, and to come here, I didn't have to pay for the tests, right? You have insurance, or that is subsidized. You could go get a test anywhere. But in smaller developing countries, they don't have that allocation budget, and it actually costs. And I understand it costs to produce the tests. They probably have to acquire the tests, so they have to charge. But it's more expensive. It's expensive in Grenada. It's expensive in Grenada. Mind you, if you go to places like Aruba and some other countries as well, if you're getting those PCR tests last minute, you're actually paying more. It actually costs you more. So all countries charge for the PCR test. Here in Jamaica, in order to go back to the US, I have to take a PCR test and I have to pay for it. All right? And let me see. Let me do the calculation. Let me do the calculation and tell you what it comes down to. In Jamaica, it's 130 EC. 130 EC. If you convert it back, it's 130 EC. In the UK, the test to fly from the UK is £100. Yeah, some countries charge. But here's the question though. If the person has and is fully vaccinated, should they still need a PCR test? As like in Roy T. Jones' situation. All right, so let me sum up the two stories that we're working on right now. Hold on, guys. We're getting some new footage. All right, this is the two stories that we're following right now. One, earlier today at about 9 a.m., 9:15 a.m., we got reports of a homicide, the first homicide in Grenada for the year. A young woman was stabbed multiple times. Let me see if I could get this. I just got some footage that we could show you. That is not okay. All right, this is some footage that we could show you. Woman was stabbed multiple times in her home. Reports coming from the RGPF is saying that the person was someone that they had some altercation over a sum of money, and the police was on call that particular this earlier today. They came to some kind of agreement in repayment, some kind of agreement in both parties. Subsequently, the accused reportedly used a knife and inflicted numerous stab wounds about the victim's body. That was earlier today. And we're gathering more information, and as soon as we get additional information on that story, we'll post it right here on the Ride Along. And the second story I wanted to update you guys on is the story regarding Mr. Roy T. Jones and what transpired after he went in to take a surgery and was told that his surgery had to be postponed because he could not afford the PCR test. that was necessary as a prerequisite to the surgery. However, earlier today we got word that a few Grenadians stepped up. I believe even Wendy C somehow made contact so that to have the PCR test taken. I got a receipt coming in from Kem Jones earlier. He said that he paid for, or he assisted in paying for the surgery for Brother Roy T. Jones, who's a veteran broadcaster, and now he took the PCR test, and the surgery, I think the surgery should be back on sometime soon. Those are the two stories that we're following tonight, two breaking stories. I want you guys to, I'm still going to keep the phone lines open. I'm still going to keep the phone lines open. Brother Roy T. Jones is currently, I guess he's going through the process right now of getting whatever other tests he needs prerequisite to his surgery. It's a very, very serious surgery that he needs to take. He's taking it in Grenada. So he'll be able to chat with us sometime later on in the week. He's not going to be able to talk to us tonight. But I'm sure that he sent his regards to everyone who reached out to help. After we posted the flyer for today, I got a lot of correspondence from people who wanted to help. Who called you and told you to talk about the Roy T. story? Ryan, who called me and asked me to talk about the Roy T. story? Ryan, we were contacted directly by Roy T. Jones earlier yesterday, in the early AM of yesterday. All right, Ryan can subsidize the cost of the tests. The Roy T. Jones is required for everyone to get tested before any surgery done here in Grenada. Amma Chateau is saying, is it required? Well, this is what someone from Grenada told me. That's what someone told me. They said that it is required if you're taking any surgery that you need to have a PCR test. They said that is mandatory, right? That's what I was told. Since before COVID, he was supposed to take that surgery. Oh wow. Oh wow. But here, Wendy and everyone, I'm happy. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Wendy. At least what I'm happy about now, and we could say this here, that folks reached out and folks decided to help him, and he's proceeding to get the surgery that he needs, life-changing surgery, right? So I'm happy that everyone stepped up. Kem Jones, Brother Augustine Pancho, I believe, also stepped up and assisted, and he's going forward. They're going forward with the surgery. Yes, PCR test is necessary before surgery. Vaccine is not an exemption, but why $400 is not for leisure. It is a medical reason. Yes, Sasha. The exact cost of the test in Grenada is $410. Right? Can Roy T. come to the US to take the surgery? Favor, I don't know. Probably Roy T. would be able to chat with us later this week, when or if he gets out of where he's at right now, to give us details on that. So I'm not sure. He called me very frustrated, advising to take it public because, yeah. All right, guys. So listen. Again, I'm going to continue to update everyone on these two developing stories that we're working on right now, right? The one involving the young lady, and also with Roy T. The day that he's scheduled to take this test, and I know a lot of people are concerned, so we're gonna keep posting updates right here on the Ride. All right. So guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sharing your views on this story. And if there's anyone that have additional information that they want to share with us, they could inbox us on the WhatsApp to this number right here, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. You could send me a WhatsApp with any updated information that you have on this particular case, on these allegations. Also, guys, before we go, let me tell you that we will be back in regularly scheduled ride program from Wednesday. And this week we have the semi-finalists of the Ride Biz, which is our funding grant that we have for young entrepreneurs. That's going to be done this week. I'll tell you exactly what date we'll have the semi-finalists on. And also, before you leave, we want you guys to go ahead and like the YouTube channel. All right, like, or you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lynn, if you could just paste the YouTube link in there for me one more time. Paste the YouTube link in there one more time, guys. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube, because starting like in the next couple weeks, all of our programming is going to be on YouTube. We won't be broadcasting, streaming live on here. So we want you guys to navigate over to our new broadcast platform on YouTube. Lynn, if you could just paste the link there for me, and then we would want to see you guys subscribe. And after you subscribe, just let us know that you subscribe. If you have any problem subscribing, let us know. All right. If you don't have a YouTube channel, it's really easy. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel. So go over there and subscribe to us. Lynn, if you could just paste it in there for me, and so folks will go over there and subscribe to us on YouTube. Remember, starting like in the next, probably like early next month in July, we're going to be moving all of our live broadcast programming over to YouTube. So we want you guys to join us over there on YouTube. All right. Let's get that link up for me, Lynn. Let's take a quick break, guys. You're watching Ride Along live for today, Monday. We'll be right back.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, slide and flaky. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Oh yeah.
Are you fed up of your mask or your foggy face shield? Introducing the Fashion Shield from callallpronow.com. Keep your hairdo intact, your makeup flawless, and be fully protected. Get the Fashion Shield now. Call 516-387-4246 or visit callallpronow.com.
All right, guys, catch me again tomorrow. We'll be back on the ride on Wednesday. All right. In the meantime, check the page for updates on 2 stories that we spoke about today. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out. Good night.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
My name is Hollis Map, aka Mr. Killer. Why should I drink any other rum than Clark's Court rum? When Clark's Court is the rum that supports my community, my culture, my country. A long time ago, my ancestors used to work in the cane fields. Today, we own the rum, Clark's Court rum, Grenada's #1 rum. But my people, if you drink, don't drive. When you drink, drink responsibly. And if you're under 18, don't drink at all. Clark's Court rum, Grenada's #1 rum.
Welcome to TD Bank, where you'll find the personalized attention you deserve and the legendary experience you expect. Let's do business. If you are a medical or dental practitioner, contact me to hear about our tailored lending solutions for residential mortgages, equipment purchases, practice related commercial mortgages and refinance. Visit me at 500 Baychester Avenue to hear more about our full range of personal and small business banking solutions. See you soon.